up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me here. It's Saturday, March 29th, 2025. March is almost over. Hope everybody has had a good month, and we're all ready for spring and things to get warmer. I'm, of course, Big Cheds from Twitter, Cheds Trading on YouTube. This is part of the Quick Market Update series. That's my playlist here. I try to do this 3 days a week. I've got a vacation coming up, so I'm going to have to skip some of these. But, no matter what, I'm always doing Bitcoin Live. Every Wednesday, Sunday night, I do a full market report. You may be interested in that. So I published 4, by the way, I teach professional TA, candlestick theory and classical charting and Japanese candlestick theory. I published 4 books, and the first 3 are free now. I've got free versions of Trading Quotes, Trading Wisdom, and My Battles with Cancer here in my YouTube. My books are all available on Amazon, and I just published a new one, The Trading Journal. This is an awesome project. It teaches you why you should use a trading journal, what goes in it, the parts of it, what are sample trading ideas, what are their stop losses, emotional management, good trader habits. It's Trading Wisdom Part 2. This is a great book. We've got 1 review so far, waiting for some more reviews. But I definitely encourage you to check out that book. While you're here, I just want to hang out with you. This is a good opportunity for you to let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, maybe some trading questions you have. And I'll try to answer them. I'll do my best. We'll go for 20 to 30 minutes roughly. We'll just hang out here together, kind of take a look at the market. While the room is filling up, I'll just take a look. And kind of move around, the charts, so to speak. But in the meantime, just give me a comment, get your trading questions ready, and don't be shy. You can subscribe, and you just type a message in the chat room, and you'll be good. So, Bitcoin, we are still dealing with the hangover of losing, the 90K zone. And when that first happened, I had been bullish really all the way above and been making fun of bears throughout their, the failed head and shoulders. And then we had like a new high, and then throwbacks held. And when throwback didn't hold here, so I started to get really cautious back at the end of February. I did a video here called losing 90K, what it means. You can go back and watch that. And all this is within that, is kind of the momentum from that level loss, the bounce in and underside retest to 94.5, which is our overhead now. And we're in between ranges. So to simply put it, we're in between the 2 ranges. We're in this gap where there wasn't a lot of price history. You can't really be confident that the price is going to hold in any of these levels because there's no prior structure there. And it's all within the stronger weekly chart above the rising MA50, slight weakening on the weekly chart, more weakening on the daily chart, for sure. And then we're really just seeing the downtrend in the 4-hour with the falling, MA200. So the daily is on the cusp of rolling over. It's now an unconfirmed uptrend with price below a rising MA200, and there's even more rollover on the 4-hour. And so what I've been saying for quite a while is we need interaction with either the prior range, circa 72K, or some recapture. And this is a great way to lose your money, chopping around, buying too early. It's still very likely we go to 70K, and that's the same. And I'm still there. It's still my opinion. Ethereum's still terrible. It's been really nice short setups. I've talked about them here. On the underside, tests here of 2100, 2150. You're doing really well in that most recent short play. So that was some very comfortable profit for you there. And Ethereum weak to Bitcoin and Solana not looking great, kind of flexing a bear flag break. Here needs to hold 120. I don't know that it will, after all these momentum losses. I kind of would like this to bounce so I can short it, like a bounce into the 180 range, and that's kind of what I'm watching it for. Again, momentum rollover on loss of the weekly SMA 50, which is something we're watching for in Bitcoin to see if it can continue to hold. We know how important that level is and what it meant for the trend when it was unable to hold it back in 2021. You can go back and watch my videos here on Bitcoin Live and just Twitter, of course, talking about the importance of that. So, all right, let me check in with the chat room and see how folks are doing. What's up, Chocolate? What's up from Scotland? Hey, Kev. Good to see you, buddy. Caleb, nice to see you. James, Matej, Indeed, John, a bunch of other folks. Great to see you. And what's up, Cliff? Good to see you, man. John says, "What's up, Cheds? Thank you for your content." Thank you, John. Appreciate you, man. Chocolate says your book is coming Monday. Awesome. Hardcover is really cool. Thanks, man. I like the hardcover. Is really cool. Um, it's a workbook too. It's meant to be used. Like this journal, you're meant. Like I'm teaching you how to trade, and then I'm teaching you how to fill out the journal, and you should use it. Like there's 100 entries for you. Like do it. This is kind of it's a guidebook of how to trade, and it's going to help you hold yourself accountable. And I love the cover too. I love the art. Such a fun project. My next book, by the way, is a poker player's guide to trading, and I've got a decent outline, and it'll probably take me 18 months to 24 months. We'll get that done. Decoria says, "Hey Cheds, is the bull cycle run over? I'm on long from 40K. We don't know. I mean, it looks like it's a local top, but it could very easily. So, for example, here would be the ideal scenario. We don't. So, how do we marry these two things? In that we don't want to lose the SMA 50, and that it's very likely that we tag this structure. The best case scenario, a little bit of lower Bollinger roll over here. The best case scenario would be a quick test and recovery. So we get a lower Bollinger sweep, maybe something like this, where you do a quick test. This would be ideal because it just makes sense to test here and to bounce off. It's possible to front run it just a little bit, certainly, maybe 74K, but it would be a quick wick down and recovery. And then this would just be local top, right? Where it just did, it just gave back, a decent amount, and it can continue from here and make a new high because it could be continuing with the weekly MA50, holding the trend. And this type of a movement, right? If you remember back into this range, this type of a movement from the upper BB to the lower BB and then to the 50, this resets everything. This allows for another leg higher. So that actually would be the ideal case. I'm not saying that's my base case, but that would be the best case for bulls, in my opinion, because you would just kind of wipe out, and you wipe out a lot. You do it quick, you wipe out a lot of leverage. It would allow for an untethered move higher, so to speak. Let's see. Okay, what's going on, Brittany? James says, "Have you looked at Bitcoin in the daily time frame?" What do you mean? I mean, I kind of look at it too much. Ask my wife. She's like, "Put the phone down." I'm like, "But I'm looking at different time frames. I'm always looking around daily. I've got it all in my brain. I study this thing really well." It looks like a bear flag. Sure. Yeah. Rising wedge breakdown with a target of 70K. Yeah. I just think this is some chop range in the middle, and it's hard to really handicap the exact structure or really texture of this consolidation. You just need to step back and look at the fact that we're just in between price ranges, and you want to wait for interaction with either the low or the peak, either circa 94K. Maybe you can use like 90K, but I like 94.5 as an overhead. Wait for that interaction, and then you can structure some risk. I think there's too much uncertainty. You have heavy bear momentum pushing the price down after failing to hold where it needed to hold. And we've seen a series of, weak bounces and rejections here in the 4 hour. And I talked about this as like a sloppy overhead 84.5 needed to hold here, did not hold, right? You've got the rising demand structure, now failure of a higher low, suggestions of continued rollover. Muhammad says, "Love from Qatar." And what's up, man? Loves to you. Loves to you. Human science folks, get some good questions, get some good trading questions, something that you're interested in, and that maybe I can try to help you out with. And this is your opportunity while I'm here. Ethereum update. We did a quick update on Ethereum. I think, shorts on underside 2150. Where do we think it's going? Well, we're seeing a real danger in the weekly chart of MA 200 rolling over, which is not good. I mean, momentum sure does look like $1,400 range is likely, right? It's where the price is heading, a test of that area. So that would be a little bit more of a higher time frame look. Do you know Bob Lucas in real life? Yeah, Bob's a good guy. I have met him many times. Bob's a really good dude. He's smart and he's hardworking, and he does Bob does a lot of stuff. What's cool about Bob, I respect that in people who don't just have one venture. I mean, they're all. I have like a million projects, so I definitely respect that about him, that he does a lot of different things. Bring back the dance moves, Cheds. I'm always dancing. You got to catch me at the club, though. I'm the guy on stage, right? Acting a fool. Can you analyze Doge? I'll take a look. I haven't looked at it in a while because it's been very weak. We'll take a look at the coin, aka the Doge coin. All right. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, it's just really weak. I'm glad I've not been watching it. We see some roll over here. It's probably going to like 12 cents. At this point, I would kind of wait and see if you get a response in this range. And with much of the market, it may somewhat be buoyed or hindered by Bitcoin's overall price movement. For example, if we do get like a quick flash dip on Bitcoin, maybe that would, some of these altcoins, you might get like low ball bids filled here if it happened like the next couple days, shock dip and recovery. So you want to be watching even 10, 11 cents in this range here. There's no reason to get excited. It's a bad chart. It looks like it's going to come and test lower, really strong descending supply trend. So what's up, Turtles? And BMass says, always learning from you. Thanks for sharing so much community. Thank you. I started back in, I started streaming here 3 days a week back in November. So I got a pretty good, quick market updates, but I've got my full like educational series. Like you have to watch the Masterclass tutorials. You should not be risking money. If you haven't watched these, I got a third of Trading Wisdom free. I'm doing the free version of Trading Quotes I just put out 5 days ago, weeks 5 and 6. I'll eventually do the whole book for free. I like making stuff. I like helping people out. When I was starting out, people helped me. Really, I was so curious and I wanted to learn, which, if you're curious and you want to learn, that will help. And so I try to feed the next generation, whoever that may be, who's ever hearing my voice, and that could be you, and you help someone later, right? Turtle says you want to look at KDA, Cadena. I always think of like a ninja sword, like katana, but when I hear Cadena, I always think of katana. Oh, it's terrible. Why are we looking at this one? KDA? Turtles, what's the deal? Why are you asking me about this chart? This is a really bad one. This is a really, really, really bad chart. Ugly, ugly, ugly. This is, if you want to short, you're about to like super high time breakdown, like looks like it's going to zero. It's a really, really bad chart. Why are we looking at this one, Turtles? Let me know. Let's see. I'm just scrolling around the chat room. We're doing good here, folks. Okay, Trevor says, hey, Cheds, I've been looking for a Bitcoin short, 90K never came, wanted to get in and a bounce. Yeah, that's a great call. So a lot of great questions. So first, tips on dealing with FOMO. I literally have that in my book under emotional management. I don't know if it will show up in the sample. I'm trying to think of what it is. So there's a couple things I can just riff on. So first of all, let's address the first part of it, which is 90K, and you wanted to short. So again, you wanting to short, you want to short basically strengthen a downtrend. At least 4H is a downtrend. So you could have maybe, taken something here in a loss at that level. But the problem with, you don't have a great overhead level in this range. It's just chop. And the best level is going to be 94.5. If you're going to set up for a short and you're pessimistic and you want to bounce first, I'd wait here. But FOMO. So first of all, there's a 24/7 market, right? Like you can play, and there's like a million instruments you can play, and this is just a small spattering, a small group, a small listing, a small selection, a small melange of them, if you will, that you could choose from. And there's just so many things to play. So like, what is the quote from this guy? He's on Twitter. It's like Sunrise Trader, and his quote is, "I'd rather wish I was in a play than wish I was out of one," right? Like entering the wrong trade, entering too early, getting in trouble is such a tough one, right? You don't want to be in a bad trade. So just wait for the next good opportunity. There will be one. And that comes from your curated watch list. You have a watch list of 10, 15 plays that you study, that you know, and that's going to help you. So again, Trading Wisdom talks, Trading Wisdom for sure. I talk a lot about dealing with FOMO, and in Trading Quotes, my quotes talk about it. And I specifically have the section in my new book, The Trading Journal, on emotional management, and FOMO is one of the ones I talk about in terms of how to deal with it. So that's a good question. So let's see. Someone asked about Tesla. Let's see. Can you analyze? Where was it? Can you look at Tesla, please? It's an interesting moment. Sure. Let's take a look. Let's see. Daily chart. All right. So, all right. I mean, you're back up above this level. That's good, right? Which is good. So we take kind of the most recent peaks and we kind of draw this level here. So that good. Okay, we can call this a deviation, right? And is this not even quite an island, but it almost is, where you have gap down, consolidate, move up. So, you know, we can say, okay, this is a deviation. Here's the line in the sand. So that's your line in the sand, really 260. It's a muddled uptrend, right? It's a very muddled uptrend, right? It's not like that. It's more like, that's a tough one. If you go into play, it's chopping around. Weekly chart's a little bit better. Weekly chart's a little bit better. And what's nice about the weekly chart is you had this beautiful hammer candle series. You had these dual hammer candles at the lower, I tweeted it out, at the lower Bollinger Band. That's like a perfect setup. So Japanese candlestick theory, right? And I'm sorry, apologies if this is like repeat information to some folks. A candle is a small candle body with a lower shadow at least 2 times the length of the body. And these are more than well qualifying, and having like an extra longer lower shadow gives you more confidence of bulls rejecting lower prices and makes it a stronger candle. Number one. Number two, you want a hammer candle after move down. Check. That's really good. Number three, you want the hammer candle at the lower Bollinger, because that's reflective of an overextension of a price movement, rather than like move down and hammer here in the middle of the channel. So this is like kind of perfect example, perfect setup. And then, number four maybe would be you have confluence. You've got a bunch of support in this range. So it's like a perfect Japanese candlestick traders type of setup. The dual pin bar here, the dual hammer, some follow through on that. Now, inverted hammer, a little bit more on candlestick theory, is people think this is bullish. It's actually not. Steve Nissen originally writes about inverted hammers being bullish, but when Bulkowski ran the numbers, turns out it leads to bearish continuation 63% of the time. So you could say, double hammer and inverted hammer, this isn't actually as good a candle. You'd rather have a close somewhere at least in the middle point of that range. Okay, so the weekly chart and the daily chart are muddled uptrends, and the bull case now, as I said, kind of going back and redrawing, would be based on the idea that we have resistance that's been recaptured, and we have your bull case is that this is a bear trap, the most recent move below, and that's a deviation, such that the price doesn't hold it at like 260. You rethink a bull thesis, and that's how I'd mark that up. Hello, Cheds. I hope you and your fam are great. Thanks again, man. Appreciate every video. Thank you. That's really nice, folks. Thanks for, I do these, and I love to see you folks here hanging out with me, asking questions. And I can't do it without you, So MicroStrategy was requested. Price above a rising MA200 check, uptrend. Some immediate, what am I looking for? Here we go. Some immediate downward pressure. That's not what I'm looking for. Some immediate downward pressure. Okay, we see a series of lower highs. We see the falling supply trend. And we see rising demand. We see the prior range high. And this is stuff I don't always draw because I can just kind of see it. So I say, okay, where's price in relation? The first thing to look at in a chart, price in relation to the 200 and the slope of the 200. Then I kind of look at local structure. We're in a consolidation in the context of an uptrend. And then I look at the consolidation in relation to the prior structure, well above the prior structure. So it still looks pretty good. But you've got some lines in the sand to watch. Would have wanted to see it hold here. I really wanted to see it hold like 310. That did not happen. So now we're shifting back, and we're going to identify where bulls stepped in last time, and they said, okay, this is rising demand. This is where we're going to say, okay, this is the bottom for now. Definitely want to watch that level. It's okay for it to chop around in this range, I think, as long as that level holds. But we should pay attention that MicroStrategy has not closed below MA200, couple minor wicks, but had to close below the daily MA200. I mean, since January 2023, when it's way down here. So that's going to be something to watch if that happens on this chart. So keep an eye on that, I would say. XRP's requested, no real change. We're watching $2 range hold. You have a sloppy overhead, if you will, around 250, 260. It's still one of the better charts for sure. I still like it. I am still bullish on that. So let's see here. Checking in with the chat room. All right, that's good. This is a good little grouping today. I want to say thank you, folks, for being here. This is part of quick market updates on my YouTube channel. Make sure you've watched the Masterclass tutorials. I've published 4 books, and because of that, I made my 3rd book free. So I have the Trading Quotes playlist and Trading Journal. It's available on Amazon, folks. Go and get it. Check it out. It's an awesome book. Why you should use a trading journal, how to fill one out, what are trading setups, where they're invalidated, emotional management. This is critical, good trader habits. And I do something really cool where I do like a series of, I think, 15 or 16 sample trades that show like a story of a trader, the evolution they go through, the wins, the losses, the emotional experience, and then your own trading journal entries. So I hope you folks check that out. And if not, check out the rest of my stuff. It's all free here on YouTube. Of course, Cheds Trading on Twitter, just having fun. And I am very thankful you decided to join me here today. I'll be back. I'll do another one Tuesday morning, folks. So thank you so much. Be well, and I will talk to you soon. Big Cheds out. Peace out, folks.